Here's a demo of the Hex CLI so far and how it can run local large language models, LLMs. So we have to look at a few different things. Let's start with the services. So to run this, we need a service running in the background to run that large language model for us. That's what this contract is saying. We just represent something that can go up and down, and you can check its status with this contract. Now, the concrete implementation of this is Docker container. Of course, you could implement this with Podman or maybe even raw processes, but Docker is going to be the easiest one for us to get started. It requires an image container name and port map, runs just bash scripts, nothing crazy, and you can see we're just running Docker commands and we're accessing the state through environment variables. So this state maps down into these variables, and up will run the container in the background, down will stop it and remove it, and status just checks for that ID of the container. So let's see this in action. I'm going to remove the state folder so that you don't think I have anything up my sleeve. And everything is empty right now, as if this just came out of the box. And we're going to register the service stuff that I just showed you. And you can see that they're now registered. I have a contract and a provider registered. And now I will create a Docker container called Ollama container. Ollama lets us run local LLMs. And it yelled at me for not having a container name. We'll call that Ollama. I also have to provide a port map, which we can do 11434. 11434, and the image is going to be alpine/Ollama. So that time the item was created. If I run hex list, you can see it right there. And now if I run hex run Ollama container status, there's no output, which is good. We don't want a container running yet. And now we can run hex run Ollama container up. That started the container. If we run status, we can see that it's up now. So now let's move on to the next piece where we look at assistants. So from the last video, you saw this, a contract for an assistant that has a model name, and this is actually not used yet, the memory vault. And you can chat with it given a prompt as input and output. You should get a message. So last video, here's the Echo Assistant. It literally just prints back what you said to it. We're going to go a little deeper. This is a second implementation of the assistant contract called Ollama Assistant, and it uses Python, and the chat function here does a few things. First, it imports some stuff, and it's going to call that Ollama container that we just started. It's going to call pull and pass the model name. This is going to be really slow on the first run. And then it's going to call the generate API endpoint, and it's going to use state. This state is preloaded by the CLI, similar to the environment variables, and then we're going to see the output from the AI. Hopefully. So let's start by creating the Ollama Assistant. That's the name of the provider, and we're going to just call him Bob, like last week. Oops, I forgot to register the assistant folder. Once I do that, I can create Bob, and Bob requires a model name, which is Phi3, is a small language model that we can use. And another one is base URL, which is just going to be localhost 11434. Got to make sure we have HTTP in there. And now we have Bob as one of our items. So Bob is going to use the other item, the Ollama container, to get his job done. So let's run Bob chat, and we have to provide a prompt. So I'm going to say, hello there, how are you? I'm going to hit enter. And we might have to wait a while, so I'm going to pause the video. This part is actually very slow still, and I'm going to be looking into ways to speed this up, but got to start somewhere. Okay, so 2 or 3 minutes later, definitely not an ideal timeline if you actually want to use this for something real, but we did get a response, so this is a milestone. This is why I wanted to record this demo. We used Hex to spin up all these different items that are hopefully very user-friendly to people unfamiliar with these things and how they work. And you got a reply from this AI. This could eventually be used by other items that require large language model integration. You could use this to prompt to write an email. And this is all running locally on my laptop. Eventually this will run on a PageKey unit device that you can buy, put in your home, and be free from the cloud. And I might rename it to HexBox instead of PageKey unit. In progress, we'll see. But anyway, that's a quick update for this week. Hope you enjoyed, and see you for the next one. Thanks. Just for completeness, I'll run through the slides as well. If you want to support any of this right now, the best you can do is just follow on YouTube or join the email list at this link. The whole point of this is to build the PageKey unit or HexBox which is a small, local, understandable cloud alternative to empower people. Instead of giving away all of their data to foreign companies that they don't know about, they can just keep it locally on their laptop, on their local device, and it'll be great. We'll create an ecosystem. The whole point here is education. The more that we understand about our daily lives, the less that we're outsourcing it to other people to do those things for us, the more we can maintain it. And if we have all of this knowledge and freedom, combine it with good character, we will all prosper. This week, something useful is the Ollama assistant. It takes a prompt and generates a chatbot response, very much like ChatGPT. It uses an open source model. It's slow, low quality, takes several minutes, but it's totally local. Nobody's snooping on your conversation. So that's cool. It's a start. We'll have to make it faster and better, but you got to start somewhere. This week I worked on making that happen. I actually didn't have to make many changes to the Hex code base, but there were some tweaks. Mostly I was writing that YAML and just testing it out to get it to work. Next up, I definitely have to improve the user experience here. The biggest thing is supporting files in the config. Right now you have to edit everything all inside of one YAML file, which makes it hard. You can't really edit the Python files in VS Code. You have to mess around with these YAML strings, which is pretty terrible. Had this before, but it didn't make it into this rewrite, so that's a top priority. After that, loading apps from GitHub will be huge, and then we can add more containers. Maybe SyncThing can be next, because I actually use that, and I want to be implementing things that I actually use first to help me find the pain points. Eventually can add a UI to this, but I don't want to do that until the foundation is solid. No ramble this week. This is already enough. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon. Again, subscribe to YouTube to support or get on the mailing list. And remember, transparency and control will lead to better systems for everyone. We have to take back tech. So thanks for watching PageKey. See ya.